Today, I will be giving you the top 5 best assault rifles that you should be using right now on Rebirth Island Warzone. Quickly, I'd like to shout out Noti Gang. If you guys are brand new, make sure you guys subscribe. There is a daily high kill Warzone gameplay alongside with best class ups, top 5s, and much more. You don't want to miss out. Drop a like on the video. It really does help push the video out and gives us more exposure. Without further ado, here is the very first assault rifle. Now, if I started off with anything but the NZ41, I'd just be lying to you. So we got the current meta of Warzone, the NZ41. Super accurate. It kills incredibly quick. It's super OP. It's going to get nerfed once again. I think we're already on like the 3rd or 4th nerf, and they can't do nothing about it. So starting off, we have the MX silencer. With this, you're off the radar. You get vertical and horizontal recoil control, so it makes your weapon more accurate so you can land more shots. And you get damage range, so it helps this thing just be a lot stronger at longer range gunfights. For the barrel, you're going to want to go with the Orb Weaver 360. Previously, a lot of people were rocking the Lore Burst and just turning it full auto, but this is no longer the best barrel. The 360 is, so get with the times. With this, it makes it highly accurate and controllable, so it eliminates most of the recoil that the NZ41 has. And you have bullet velocity, basically just making it easier to use at those long range engagements. Now for the optic, a lot of people love to rock the G16, but in my personal opinion, the SVT scope, hands down, way better. So with this, I think you're just able to see a lot more clearly, and you're able to zoom in. So if you're like, damn, where is this guy at? You can kind of just zoom in and have a lot easier shot. For the stock, you're going to want to rock the Orb Weaver E-Pack. You get recoil control, recoil recovery, accuracy, flinch resistance. There's a lot of options, right? You got 6 different stock options. Without a doubt, E-Pack's the move. For the underbarrel, you're going to want to throw on the Strife Angled. A lot of people are still rocking the hand stop, but man, I think Strife Angled makes your weapon a lot more steady, and you're able to land your shots a lot more easily. I know you only get horizontal recoil control. Trust me, throw it on and you're going to notice the difference right away. For the magazine, I personally like the 50. I know a lot of people like to rock the 40. More ammo, the better, man. You're able to take out more enemies without having to reload. And with this, you get recoil control and accuracy. So when you have this and then you have that highly accurate and controllable barrel, I'm telling you, this thing does not move at all. You get an increase in fire rate, which leads to a faster TTK. You get a little bit of movement speed, which is great because this thing's very, very slow. Without it, overall, this is the best magazine to throw on the NZ41. For the ammunition type, you're going to want to go with lengthen for the extra bullet velocity. The rear grip, you're going to want to throw on hatched. So with this, you get vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control. Listen, Strife Angled underbarrel plus hatched, beauty, man. It is great. And then my 2 perks I had on were brace for initial firing recoil. My weapon's just a little bit more accurate right when I start shooting. And then I have fully loaded, so I can start with maximum ammo. There is the meta NZ41 build. Trust me. Go out, play a few games. I promise you, you're going to have double-digit kills right away. It's that good. Moving on, here's the second loadout. We got the M13. I actually just recently made a video on this. I had a whole gameplay. It was great. This has been in talks. A lot of people have been using it, and it's a nice change, man. I hate the 10 attachment Vanguard guns. These 5 attachment Modern Warfare ones just hit different. So for the first attachment, we got monolithic suppressor, sound suppression off the radar, damage range, making this thing a little bit stronger. For the barrel, you're going to want to go with the longest one. This thing is an absolute pea shooter if you don't got the longest barrel on. Damage range, bullet velocity, W. You get a little bit of recoil control, which is great because it does have a high fire rate. So it's just a little bit harder to control, but when you get that extra recoil control, you're good to go. For the optic, if you guys have the blue dot unlocked, I highly recommend the blue dot hollow sight. It is so good. But I personally really like the VLK because it does remove a little bit more recoil and it's zoomed in more. But again, you could choose whatever optic you want, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I just like the VLK the most. For my underbarrel, I have on the Commando foregrip, recoil stabilization, aiming stability. This thing just eliminates any type of recoil that your weapon has, which is awesome. And then finally, you're going to want to go with the biggest magazine since it does have a high fire rate. You will be reloading quite a bit, and that is the 60 round magazine. Very simple, super easy to make, man. This is the M13 build that you want to be using right now if you're going to choose to use it. Here is the third assault rifle. Anytime I make a top 5, whether it's just overall meta loadouts or ARs, the Cooper Carbine always makes it on the list because it is my personal favorite AR to use. So here's what I use on it. I'm telling you, man, high fire rate, low recoil, so much fun. you're going to want to throw the MX silencer as your first attachment. It's going to be a very similar build to our NZ, so just bear with me. We get sound suppression, vertical and horizontal recoil control, damage range. You know, makes your weapon more accurate. It makes it strong at long ranges. Very simple. For the barrel, you're going to want the Cooper Custom. Now, they did buff the Gracie Rapid, but in my opinion, it's still not the best one. Cooper Custom's better because you get an increase in fire rate, which leads to a faster TTK. We get more damage range, making this thing stronger at long range gunfights. Highly accurate and controllable, just like that NZ barrel, making this thing laser accurate. Just a little bit of everything, which is great. Moving on to the optic. Again, referring back to the NZ, I did say you could rock the G16 if you feel comfortable using it. With the Cooper, though, I strongly recommend using that SVT scope because, I don't know, the G16 just bounces way too much, and I feel like it's a little harder to see out of it. So, trust me, the SVT is way better on the Cooper Carbine specifically. For the stock, you're going to want to go with the Cooper 45W. You get recoil control when you're mounted, crouched, or prone. So your weapon's more accurate if you're doing any of those things. Also, you get accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. So anytime someone's shooting at you, your weapon's automatically more accurate. So about 75 to 85% of your gunfights, your weapon's gonna be more accurate due to this specific attachment, which is awesome. It really does come in handy. Moving on to my underbarrel, I have on that M1941 hand stop. I'm not going with the Strife angled because I honestly don't think it needs it, and the ADS already isn't that good on this weapon. So to save the ADS, I went with the M1941 hand stop because you get vertical and horizontal recoil control, and you're missing on hip fire accuracy. I'm not hip firing with this thing, so that's perfect. My ammunition, I go with the 60 because, listen, the fire rate is ridiculous on this thing. I mean, this is what, our second, third fire rate increase. We're gonna need all the ammo we could get, plus the reload on this is atrocious. It is really not good at all. So we get recoil control and accuracy, making this thing as accurate as we possibly can get it. We get that fire rate, ADS speed, just a little bit of everything, man, which is awesome. Trust me, again, we are going to need that extra magazine. For the ammunition type, I personally do compressed rounds, another increase in fire rate. This is what makes this thing feels like it deletes people. It is awesome. It's the only weapon in the game with this feature on it. If there was other weapons with it, you best bet I'd be rocking the compressed rounds on almost all of my Vanguard weapons. For my rear grip, I went with hatched once again. I think hatch is super underrated because you get the vertical and horizontal recoil control, just like you get with your M1941 hand stop, and you get flinch resistance with no downsides whatsoever, which is crazy. So you get all this greatness out of it, making your weapon just super easy to use where you can land all your shots and there's no penalties of it. And then my two perks I had on were hard scope, where I get recoil control, and then perk 2 I have on fully loaded, so I can start with maximum ammo. So this build, man, high fire rate, so super fast TTK, and all my attachments just give me laser accurate recoil. So I'm not missing any shots. Again, one of the best assault rifles in the game. Mad underrated. Moving on. For my fourth assault rifle, we got the Vargo 52. This is literally a Cold War M13. High fire rate, low recoil, and is an absolute beast when it comes to damage. So here's what you want to run. Starting off, got the Groove Suppressor. You get the sound suppression, so no one knows where you're at. Vertical recoil control, so your weapon's more accurate, which you're going to need because of the high fire rate. Bullet velocity and effective damage range make this thing actually viable at long ranges. For the barrel, we got the Task Force barrel. You get the bullet velocity and effective damage range. Once again, it's going to make this thing kill incredibly quick. We get the vertical and horizontal recoil control, so that high fire rate is actually going to be controlled. For my optic, we got the Axe Arms 3 times, which is literally the absolute best one for any Cold War long range weapon. For the underbarrel, Spetsnaz grip, again, more recoil control. And then finally, I personally like the VDV 60 round fast mag because the reload speed is awfully slow. Like, I need it to be quicker, especially with this high fire rate. You better reload quick if you're reloading quite a bit. And there you have it, man. Extremely underrated. I don't know why people don't use this thing. It is so good. And here is the last and final best assault rifle to be using on Rebirth. We got the Cold War AK. People must have forgot this gun even existed because they did nerf it quite a bit, but it's still like one of the top assault rifles in this game. So let me run you up the build. Starting off, it's going to be extremely similar to our Vargo, by the way. Groove Suppressor, you get the same exact things as you did on the Vargo. For the barrel, Spetsnaz RPK barrel, you literally get the exact same things that you did on the Vargo Task Force barrel. Optic, Again, the exact same thing as the Vargo. You're going to want to run the Axle Arms 3 times. Underbarrel, Spetsnaz grip, same thing. And then for the magazine, I don't even do the 60 round magazine. I do the 45. It's more than enough because the damage on the Cold War AK is really, really good. And anything else that messes up the ADS on this is way too slow. The ADS is already bad enough, so stick to the 45, take the slow reload, and 45 is more than enough to take out multiple enemies. And there you have it, man. Those are 5 of the best assault rifles that you should be using. But I gotta give you all some perks, man. I gotta do it every single top 5 so you guys know what perks we rocking as well. So for perk 1, I personally like double time. I know it's not the best option. Serpentine and quick fix are the top 2, but Serpentine's not 2. It's number 1 for sure, because this thing saves your arse so much, man. It's like having an extra plate on. It's ridiculous. So make sure your Serpentine's your perk 1. Oh, I hate saying that because I hate when people have it on, but it's too good. For perk 2, I like overkill because I can do an SMG and an assault rifle. So I can have 2 primary weapons, and that's just mad OP. If you want to rock like a pistol or something, I think tempered's better because you only need to plate twice instead of 3 times. But overkill's honestly better. And then for perk 3, I like amped because I swap from AR to SMG all the time. But combat scout's honestly a better option because you're able to see so much better, especially if you're shooting enemies through tents or whatnot, and they just light up and glow. It just makes your life so much easier. So those are the 3 best perks that you should be using on Rebirth. And then lethal, I got throwing knives to finish my down enemies. I don't gotta waste ammo. And then I have the stim shot for my tactical to get out of sticky situations. You get that little speed boost, which is great. By far the best tactical in Warzone as of right now. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. If you're subscribed, so make sure you guys hit that button. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.